Hi, welcome back to the Classic Books Collection of Self-Talk Podcast, a channel sharing knowledge for holistic self-development through great books and videos. Today's sharing is inspired by the classic novel The Alchemist, titled, Where Does True Motivation Come From? Please listen along. In our 20s, many of us ask ourselves, what is my dream? What do I truly want to do? Then, by 25, we wonder, have I truly strived to achieve my dream? Is this really the path my heart desires? And at 30, once again we reflect and ask, if my long-cherished dream hasn't come true yet, should I start now? If you're still drifting through life with an unsettled heart, spending about 2 hours reading the 200-page book The Alchemist might help you find your own answer. The Alchemist has been published for over 30 years, translated into 81 languages, and sold in over 170 countries. In Brazil, its popularity is on par with the Bible and soccer. The reason for the book's immense influence is that when reading it, each of us can see a reflection of ourselves somewhere within the story. Santiago's Journey. The Alchemist tells the story of Santiago, a shepherd boy. To pursue his dream, he unhesitatingly sold his entire flock, his only worldly possessions. Overcoming countless difficulties, he embarked on a quest to find treasure in the desert. It is a simple fable and a straightforward narrative, yet it has touched hundreds of millions of readers' hearts. This journey also mirrors the author's own spiritual path. At 17, Paulo Coelho was rebellious and sent to a mental hospital by his parents. Later, he was imprisoned for opposing the dictatorship. By the age of 38, it seemed he hadn't achieved much, so he embarked on a solo pilgrimage, walking nearly 600 columns to Santiago de Compostela in Spain. This journey, lasting over 3 months, gradually calmed his restless heart. Afterward, he infused his insights and reflections from this very journey into the story of the young shepherd Santiago's treasure hunt. After its publication, The Alchemist ignited the hearts of countless individuals who were confused and adrift in life. Paulo Coelho also became the only Latin American writer whose influence could be compared to Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of the immortal novel 100 Years of Solitude. Purpose in Life and Dreams. The Alchemist teaches us that a life without purpose is merely a chaotic labyrinth. Everyone who enters it will spend their entire lives merely scrambling to find an exit. If you are too concerned with gain and loss, you will always miss out on your dreams. Santiago was born into a very ordinary family in Spain. His parents lived by weaving and farming. From the moment he was born, they placed all their hopes in him. They sent him to a seminary, wishing that he would one day become a priest and the pride of their family. A priest's life would be very stable, but that was not Santiago's desire. One day, he mustered all his courage and told his father that he did not want to be a priest. His dream was to travel, to go from place to place to explore the world. Although his father strongly objected, he ultimately could not persuade someone who had truly made up his mind. Finally, he conceded, agreeing to let his son try. He gave his son 3 gold coins and said, "Buy sheep and live the life you want." These 3 gold coins were not just his father's compromise, but also symbolized his deep admiration and resonance, because his father, as a young man, also wished to travel everywhere. In this book, every character has their own dream. If Santiago's father wanted to travel everywhere, even the popcorn vendor on the street had dreamed of going to Africa since childhood, or the crystal shop owner always wanted to go to Mecca. Even the thieves near the pyramids had dreams of hunting for treasure, just like Santiago. However, due to various reasons and the pressures of reality, they ultimately had to abandon their dreams, leaving only daily regrets. But whatever the reason, it always lies in the calculation of gain and loss, and it is this calculation that obscures your initial intention and desire. If we lack the courage and inner perseverance for what we truly desire, we will never break through our immediate comfort zone, destiny, and regret. Santiago broke free from the confines of that safe reality. He left his hometown alone, became a shepherd, and chose to live the life he desired. In 2 years, He learned many shepherding skills. He saw many beautiful landscapes and met many people. He thought his whole life would be peaceful with his current existence, but once again, like a signal from the universe, he had a recurring dream for 2 consecutive days. An image of a boy taking him to Egypt and telling him there was a treasure nearby. What did this dream truly mean? Then he met an old man, known as the King of Salem, who told him that this dream was his destiny. The treasure was truly tempting, but his current life was more practical. Santiago was very hesitant. If he pursued the treasure now, he would have to abandon what he already had. Like many others, he almost lost himself. If you are too concerned with gain and loss, you might lose what truly shapes your destiny. Because as the King of Salem told the shepherd boy, what is called destiny is what we truly want to do. This statement immediately rekindled Santiago's passion. Wasn't his lifelong dream to see the vast world out there? Santiago followed the call of his heart. Once again, he chose to set out to pursue his dream. You need to know that the most spectacular deception in life is when you give up, bow before reality, and say, "Oh, it's too late. This is my destiny. I must accept reality." But in truth, it's not. Destiny is not something you should regret. Destiny is what you truly want to do. People still wonder whether they will regret what they haven't done or what they have done. According to a study, for most things people have done, even if they failed, for a short time we only regret not doing better. Then over time we gradually rationalize it and no longer feel regret. But for the things we truly desire and have not yet been able to achieve, we will ponder them every day, regretting them for a lifetime, and it will be difficult to ever forget them for the rest of our lives. Because we cannot rationalize them, nor can we persuade ourselves. Act immediately. A writer once said, "Because we refuse to take the first step, our dreams remain distant." Dreams cannot bear waiting, and they fear discouragement. It's like red-hot steel in the fire. Only when it's tempered in time at high temperatures can it be shaped as desired. Once it cools down, it becomes harder to mold. Therefore, when your long dormant dream is awakened, act immediately. Take the first step in pursuing your dream while that passion is still alive. Even if we ultimately cannot reach it, in our daily efforts, we will always see ourselves becoming a better version. Overcoming challenges. What knocks you down, you must be even more determined to overcome. On the path to pursuing dreams, not everything goes smoothly. In his early days in Africa, Santiago experienced this. He suffered 2 major setbacks in quick succession. First, he encountered a language barrier. Second, he met someone who spoke Spanish. He thought this person was a true friend, but ultimately the man stole all his money. Just yesterday, when his future still seemed bright, now he was left penniless. Santiago seemed on the verge of collapse. In an instant, he remembered that just recently he had 60 sheep, but now he had nothing. He was lonely and adrift in a foreign land. At this moment, he recalled the words of the King of Salem. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. These words brought him incredible confidence and courage. The next day, he packed his belongings and was ready to wander the streets to find an opportunity. Life sometimes deals a blow, but sometimes it also brings hope. You just need to have a keen eye, be good at identifying problems to solve, and always be willing to help others. Santiago found a crystal shop on the street that was quite deserted. Observing this, he suggested to the owner that clean crystals would attract customers more easily. He offered to polish all the crystals in the shop, provided the owner gave him a meal. While the owner was still hesitant, Santiago proactively began cleaning the crystal vases himself. Unexpectedly, as he cleaned, 2 customers came to buy. So, he was hired. But his dream of reaching Egypt required crossing thousands of kilometers of desert. He couldn't earn enough money for that in just a day or 2 working there. In the process of pursuing dreams, there will be times when we feel most desperate. That is, when we work extremely hard for a long time only to see that our dream is still too far away. Santiago was also heartbroken by this, but he had to stay at the crystal shop. He temporarily put his dream aside and focused on earning money. Sometimes he had great ideas to boost the shop's business. A year later, Santiago had earned twice his initial money. Moreover, he not only learned about business, but also learned to speak Arabic. For someone whose heart clearly knows what they truly want to do, immediate setbacks and difficulties are no longer seen as injustices or torments, but rather as challenges to temper oneself and stepping stones for growth. Letting go to reach your dream. At this point, Santiago had two choices: either to continue living a prosperous business life as he was, or to set out to pursue his dream. The crystal shop owner tried to persuade him to stay, but in Santiago's ear echoed the words of the King of Salem, "You must always remember what you want." So, he gave up the comfortable, wealthy life before him and chose to continue pursuing his dream. He never forgot that the purpose of his journey was to go to Egypt to hunt for treasure. And so, he continued his journey, crossing thousands of kilometers of desert. He arrived at a small oasis. There he met a beautiful girl named Fatima. The moment he looked into her eyes, Santiago's heart was filled with waves of love from the first glance. After a long time, he fell deeply in love with this girl. He even considered giving up his dream and staying at the oasis with his beloved forever. But the dreams about the alchemist awakened Santiago, a person in love, a person who was about to lose himself. Giving up his dream would cause him lifelong regret, and his beloved would also have to live heavily with him for the rest of her life because of it. After realizing his true heart, Santiago resolutely pursued his dream and determined to go to Egypt. The writer Jiapingwa once said, "A person who truly lives is someone who knows how to let go. Only by being willing to let go can you gain. If you don't let go, you can't have." Those who achieve great things know how to give up immediate comfort and pleasure to pursue their true dreams in their hearts. Inner motivation and the joy of the journey. True motivation always comes from an internal surge within. And next, Santiago encountered countless great challenges when he set out to search for treasure in Egypt. While crossing the desert, he was captured by military camp soldiers, and all his money was taken away. He faced a forced situation where he had to transform himself into the wind within 3 days, otherwise he would lose his life to those people. Despite this impossible challenge, he maintained his spirit. He used all his love and heart to communicate with the sun and wind, to feel the soul of the world, to connect with all things, and to strive to understand the language of the universe. With the encouragement and inspiration of the alchemist, he challenged the impossible and finally transformed into the wind. But when he reached the pyramids, not only did he not find the treasure, but he was also robbed of all his gold by some thieves and beaten black and blue. However, from the thief's own words, he learned the exact location of the treasure was in his hometown. When you truly have a dream that you always want to realize and that always exists in your heart, no matter how difficult or challenging life becomes, it will not be able to hinder you. As Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." And the author himself revealed that the ability to actualize a dream is what makes life more interesting. Each of us has infinite potential in life, and the process of pursuing dreams always contains countless joys. Perhaps the dream will not come true, but in the process of pursuing it, you will find happiness, true joy, and you will certainly become a better version of yourself. Just like the character Santiago in this book, who crossed oceans and deserts, went from place to place, went full circle, and finally returned to his starting point to find the treasure. It may seem like a waste of time, but in reality, what he saw and heard along the way, the people and things he encountered, gave meaning and enriched his entire life. Even if Santiago had not found the treasure, the life he experienced was incredibly interesting. All the ups and downs were experiences that shaped his growth. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Conclusion. Dear friends, please remember that if you have a dream, you must pursue it. Never abandon the dream in your heart. No matter how practical things get, You must keep your dream in the warmest place in your heart. No one can stop you from living the life you want, except yourself. You must believe that all motivation must come from an inner burning desire within you. You must believe that there is no tomorrow you cannot reach. For the rest of our lives, I hope we can all face the true desires of our hearts, bravely move towards our dreams, take responsibility for our own lives, and make them shine. Thank you for listening. Self-Talk Podcast, a channel sharing knowledge for holistic self-development through great books. If you found today's video helpful, please share it with those who need it. Support me with a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch my latest weekly videos. And if you have any feelings or thoughts, please share them in the comments below. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.